Hey friends, and welcome back to another episode on the Bibles, Babies, and Business podcast. This is part 2 of my live coaching session with my friend Sarah, who is a copywriting coach online, and we are discussing the 3-call sales strategy to sign more coaching clients and sell your coaching packages with ease, and to do it consistently. Friends, this is a sales strategy unlike anything else that you have seen in the coaching space. There is no icky, sleazy, pushy tactics here. This sales strategy is built on the foundation of love, compassion, service, and most of all, an invitation to transform, because that's really all that sales really are in the first place, is an invitation to your ideal client to transform by working with you. Also, friends, before we dive into the episode, the Mom Boss Coaching Academy launched last week, which is my course teaching Christian moms step-by-step how to start a successful coaching business from scratch so that you can quit your 9-to-5 job and stay home with your kids while being able to make money online. And I have a client testimony to share with you from my sweet friend and client, Katie Worley. And she says, since connecting with Camie on Instagram and beginning her course, I finally have clear direction in my business. I've attempted to start my business in the past and just felt so overwhelmed and without direction, so I gave up. Camie's course has helped me truly hear what the Lord has for me and the direction He is taking my business. My heart is for service and love, so finding Camie's faith-based teaching has provided me the genuine support I needed to get momentum. I am so thankful for this wealth of knowledge as I am just getting started in my business and cannot wait to see where the Lord takes me as I continue to implement each step in the process. Katie, thank you so much for your sweet words. And friend, I want this to be an encouragement for you. If you've been thinking about taking the leap and joining the Mom Boss Coaching Academy, I encourage you to listen to this testimony and realize that you too can have clarity on each and every step of building this coaching business that the Lord has called you to. This dream that you had on your heart to start this business is not a fluke. It is not just something that you came up with on your own in your head. It is truly a desire from the Lord, because He has placed gifts inside you that need to get out into the world. And He also knows that your heart is to be a mother and to be able to stay home and raise your children. And so He has provided a way for you to do both by coaching and providing impact out in the world while also providing an income for your family where you're needed most, at home. So all of the information, all of the details, everything that you need to know about the Mom Boss Coaching Academy is in the show notes. I hope to see you on the inside very soon. Now let's get to the episode. Hey mama, welcome to Bibles, Babies, and Business. Are you ready to start an online biz, quit your 9-to-5, and stay home with your kids? Are you up late at night Googling online business ideas, how to market myself, and how to get my first paying client? Do you have lots of ideas but feel overwhelmed when trying to figure out which ones to focus on so you can move your business forward? Hey there, I'm Camie. I'm a Christian, a wife, and a soon-to-be mom. A few years ago, I too felt drained by my day job and wished I could find a way to make money online. I wanted time freedom and the financial freedom to be a stay-at-home mom, but imposter syndrome kept creeping in and telling me, you could never make enough money doing that. And what if you do try and you fail? But then I discovered how to build an online coaching business from home. In this podcast, you'll find biblical principles for the Christian entrepreneur, online marketing tips to help you start and build an online coaching business from home, and a whole lot of mom life, because we're doing it all with a baby on our hip. So grab your Bible, snuggle your baby, and let's build your business, because you were made for this. I do want to talk a little bit about your sales process, because I think that's important when we're talking about not only connecting with the person, but then how are we inviting them into your coaching program? So tell me a little bit about your sales process.
So I've kind of been going through a process of trying different methods because I don't know exactly which is the best fit for me and the people that are in my circles. So but ideally I would like to take it towards something that's evergreen, right? That's kind of the idea, that I would have something either a webinar or some sort of small challenge or something that is free, that is absorbable, that they can sign up to on their own. And then I would nurture them either through that thing and then via emails and stuff afterwards. And I'm just kind of testing out what material is working best, so that when I do actually put the effort into putting it evergreen, I've kind of done my experimenting, so I know that I'm putting my effort where it's going to actually work rather than putting it into an experiment, essentially. So yeah, so I've tried some workshops, and I just did a masterclass this week, and I'm going to try a multi-day challenge, I think in July, just to see how that goes. Is something that's whether a multi-day is better, because I'm not sure. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just trying out different things.
Okay. And ideally, how many people are you? I mean, we would all love to sign as many clients as possible per month, but is there a goal that you're wanting to start out with here? And let's say between now and the next 90 days, how many people are you looking to sign into your program per month?
I would love to get to like between 5 and 10 would be ideal, because that's kind of the amount where I'm like covering all my bases, and then that gives me a little bit of room to invest in things that are going to help me grow to the next stage as well. So like minimum of 5 is really what I'm looking for, but somewhere between 5 and 10 is like that first step, which would be great. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So when it comes to sales on Instagram, again, sales 3 years ago looks a lot different than sales now. So like 3 years ago, active launching and like going up on your Instagram story with a whole bunch of graphics and saying, hey, go click the link in my bio, check it out, go check out and like go buy the thing in my bio. That was really effective. And I'm not saying that that's not effective now, but Instagram has become a really noisy place. It's still a place where we can find clients and make a lot of profit, but it's a little bit noisy. And so we have to kind of cut through the noise with something different and something unique. And there's a process that I use. It's a 3-part sales process that has yielded consistent clients for not only myself, but other people.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that a little while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And also it's really effective for something that's higher ticket. And if I'm remembering correctly, your program is, it's not a low ticket offer, right?
No, it's not super expensive, but it's definitely not low ticket. It's just under $1,000. So it's on that branch of heading into high ticket stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So super, especially with a payment plan, incredibly affordable.
Yeah.
But their initial price point may be a little bit of a sticker shock, even though you and I like have likely invested much more several times. Sticker shock is sticker shock. So what I would challenge you to do to get clients coming in the door on a regular basis, even if this is not the hands-off evergreen model that you use for the next 10 years, I think getting people in the door is important. Getting those testimonials and getting that income coming in so that you then can go and invest in other people to help you make this a hands-off process.
Exactly.
So I would encourage you to use the 3-part sales process or your own version of that, where the first point of which somebody comes and talks to you is not a discovery call, not a connection call, but a strategy call. So what does that look like? That looks like you connecting with another person, whether that be through a freebie that they downloaded of yours, whether that be through you did a mini training on your Instagram story and they hit the poll because you said, hey, let me know if this was helpful for you. And they voted yes. And then you started a DM conversation with them, or through straight up DM strategy. That you invite them on a free strategy call. And here's the thing, you're not even going to sell to them on the strategy call. You're not even here to sell to them. The strategy call is just that. It's to help them get strategy over one specific area that they're struggling with. And I challenge my clients to really go all out in this strategy session, meaning don't hold things back from a service perspective, because you're not going to solve everybody's problems in 30 to 60 minutes. But you are going to be service forward, which always feels better for us. That's what Christ calls us to do, is to serve others.
Yeah.
But whether they buy from you or not, you are really going to make a difference. And when you make a difference in somebody's business and you don't even ask for a dollar back, even if it helps them take one little step forward, it's going to make them want to come back for more. So
Yeah.
the 3-part sales process, part 1 is strategy. And we don't have time to go into all the things of like, how do I book them on the call? What do I say on the call? I have all of that inside of a course for my clients. Let me know if you want me to tell you more about that.
Sure.
But really, the strategy part is show up, serve the person so well that 9 times out of 10, by the end of the call, I'm not even bringing up to the person, hey, like how to work with me. They're like, so can you like tell me about your offers? Like, how do I get another one of these with you?
Yeah.
And I know that you're not doing things one-on-one, but that would be a really great funnel system for you to be like, so I have this thing and it is a hybrid program and you're going to get this, that, and the other. And this can really be the solution to your problem. Like imagine people coming to you and being like, yeah, how do I get that? And if you did like 6 of these calls a month, I don't know, let's just say you did 8 calls a month. So 2 a week, that would be 2 hours a week. And you could funnel 8 people into your program. Like that would be amazing. And for 8 hours, or even if you could even do 30-minute ones, you could do 4 hours a month, get 8 new clients a month.
Yeah.
Seems worth it to me and would give you the revenue to then go invest in either somebody to help you make this hands off for you.
Yeah.
So part 1 is a strategy call. And sometimes by the end of call 1, they're like ready to like dive in with you. Sometimes you don't even need part 2 and part 3. You have them if you need them for tools in your tool belt. But sometimes people are like ready to jump in with you just because you've served them so well.
Yeah.
So that's the first part. The part 2 is a structure call where essentially you work with this person to help them understand what it is that they need to do to reach the goal. And you, as the coach, you know what they need to do. The structure is the thing that your course, your program, your coaching, whatever container you're delivering to them. But they have to realize it. It's kind of like you could have like everything they need, but if they don't think that you have everything that they need, then it doesn't matter. They're not going to invest in you. They have to come to that realization themselves. Like, oh my gosh, Sarah really does have everything I need. And the things that I wasn't even thinking about, she has that too. So the structure call is really helping them understand what's everything that I need, whether I realize it or not, and what's my budget.
Yeah.
Now, this is the really big key here, because if somebody only has $42 in their bank account, I'm not going to really expect them to invest $4,000, not that your program is $1,000, but we really have to understand what does their budget look like. And so this process is really good for upselling and downselling. And I know that right now you have one offer that you really want to funnel people into, and I'm here for that. What you can do is offer people custom payment plans. To match their budget. You're not changing the price of the program for the person, but whether they pay you let's say yours is $1,000, whether they pay you 2 payments of $500 or 3 payments of $333, you're still getting paid the $1,000. It's just a matter of how are they breaking it up. And if they do opt into a payment plan, that gives you guaranteed income coming down the road, and you can kind of create your own salary, if you will. And so it's a benefit for the client because they don't have to choose between you and buying groceries. It's also a benefit for you because you're getting to serve that person, really put the tools in your hand. And you have, if they choose a payment plan, you have like guaranteed income coming in for the next X amount of months. So again, part 2, sometimes people are ready to jump in right then and there because you've laid out everything that they need and you have offered it to them in a wheelhouse that is appropriate for their budget. So you're just like knocking down objections as you go.
And is this part 2 one? So is this more similar to a more traditional sales call where you're still helping people do something at the beginning and then just talking them through the kinds of like the solutions in a way? not in a salesy way, but just kind of saying like these are the kind of things that you're needing, and oh, here's the kind of things that I can help you with type thing.
Right. So I would say this, of every sales call that I've ever been on when I'm the one being sold to, I've never seen it done like this. I've never been
Yeah.
sold to in the way that I'm selling to other people. Because it's much more conversational and it's less like I'm trying to convince you, which is a lot of the ways that I think people are, not that you are, but I've seen people approach sales as like, I'm trying to convince you that this is the right answer for you. It's different than that. It's like walking with them and helping them realize, oh, that's the thing I need. Oh, that's the thing I need. And sometimes by the end of that call, they're already there and they're like, okay, how do I do this? Like, how do I pay you? Like credit card, can I pay you in full? And so sometimes part 2 can turn into a sales call, and because people are ready at different points to jump in.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I either usually start selling on part 2 or part 3 of the process. Now, part 3, that really is the sales part. You may have already sold by this point, but if not, then part 3 is really where you start to sell. And that looks like putting together a pretty package, outlining everything that you've already talked to up to this point, and literally extending them an opportunity to work with you in the package that you guys already talked about in call 2. So this would be like your group program at the payment plan that they set out with you. Oh, and maybe they asked you, Sarah, hey, could I pay you could I have, I know that you don't do one-on-one coaching right now, but if someone said, hey, like what would it look like for me to like buy one call from you? In addition to this package, you can kind of create things customized for them. And that payment plan in which it's challenging them, it's stretching them, but it's not making them choose between you and groceries. But also like people are so much more likely to say yes when you create something customized for them.
And that's true.
You're still putting them through your program. That is, your program itself is very hands off, but now the customized part is how they came to come into that program, and also the payment plan. And also maybe you offered them a one-time 30-minute call once they're halfway through the program. Clarify things. Okay, so what questions, we have about 3 minutes left. What questions can I answer for you about anything that we talked about today?
Let me just think real quick. I like that. So I'm just processing this, like I'm trying to work out. So this is just like maybe my tendencies is like I need to know all the details of things. And I know that that's not possible in 3 minutes. But anyway, one question that I guess is useful. So with this strategy here, so you're reaching out to people, you're connecting with people that you think are good and a good fit, and we've talked a little bit about how that works tonight. So I like I understand kind of how to nurture through the connections and stuff. So do you offer them that first call? And is it just the case of like, so you get off that call and say that you've connected really well, it feels like it would be a good fit, they're just not quite ready yet. Do you just then follow up with a message saying like, this was really great, I hope that you really took a lot out of it, I've actually got like something else that we could talk about that would be really helpful for you, do you want to hop on another call like next week or in a few days time? Like what does that message look like to transition between the calls?
Super good question. So I actually have an entire script that I use and have outlined, and I give my clients. The transition question, if you will, looks like, so in the strategy call, I let people pick one problem that they want us to coach on. Not all 57 of their problems, but one. And I will coach them through as if they were a paying client, one thing, which means I'm not holding anything back. I'm like actually giving them all the answers to that one thing. But up to that point, because I have asked them other questions, I know that they have other issues that they need to work through. Maybe there's like 7 other things that really they need to work through in addition, but we're going to focus on this one. What I'll ask them is, hey, okay, so today we focused on problem A. Would you like to set up a second call to take a look at what it would look like for us to work on problem B, C, D, and E? So before the call even ends, we have scheduled that next call.
Gotcha.
We've usually scheduled it for the next 72 hours.
Okay. So and then that's how you transition. So you've actually solved one problem, and then the next one is like, here's all these other things that you have concerns about or frustrations about. This is like the kind of like you're saying, this is how how you would approach solving all of these things and what that
Right.
kind of looks like. Yeah.
Right. We're creating the structure for how they would solve all the other ones. And that doesn't mean that they have to work with you live to solve all those problems. They can be in your program, but they may find, hey, like, I love being on these calls with you. I know you don't offer one-on-one coaching, but could I pay you to like have one call?
Yeah.
You're open to that, great. And if you're not in a season where you're open to that, totally fine. You don't have to upsell them into that.
Yeah.
But if you do have a hybrid program where they can have live access to you, it may not be one-on-one, but they do have live group access to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very cool. I like that a lot. I will tinker around with that idea. That's fun. Yeah, because it's a very different process to a lot of people. A lot of people are now going towards more like a less sales focused call. But I like the way you've broken it down into like 3 parts rather than just kind of 1 plus follow up, because that doesn't always work.
Right. And the other thing is, okay, so let's say that like you have a freebie. Oops, sorry.
Mhm.
Part of that freebie process can be hey, here's the thing that you opted into. Side note, would you like to schedule a free strategy call with me?
Mhm.
Completely free.
Yeah.
And so you can be booking these calls through, like, maybe you do a mini training on your Instagram story, 3 people vote that, oh my gosh, this was helpful. You dive into their DMs and you get 3 calls booked for the next week. And then, this week you also had 3 people opt into your freebie and 2 of the 3 wanted a strategy call. Okay, well, there's 5. And then let's say someone just slid into your DMs because maybe you took a little video of you on one of these strategy calls and like, loved this free strategy call with so-and-so. And someone's like, hey, how do I get one of those free strategy calls? Yeah. And all of a sudden you have like 8 calls booked, but it's not like 8 calls and your offer is only $50. It's like 8 calls. They could be 30 minutes. It could be in a full hour if you want them to. But if 6 of those 8 yield $1,000 in your pocket, then I think that that's worth it. And
definitely.
The other thing that you can be doing, because I know that you have a couple months left before you give birth, is you can also be kind of wash, rinsing, and repeating this. And you could then either go hire somebody to do this process for you, or at least be getting the income that you're needing for you and your family, and to go invest in like, okay, now how do I create something that I'm hands off on? Yeah. Third thing is it also helps you to test drive a freebie. And okay, is this freebie effective? Are people getting it? And then once they get it, are they booking a strategy call, which helps you to understand, is the freebie something that I could take evergreen? Is that something that I could kind of blast? And then instead of doing something on a strategy call, could I put them in through an email sequence? Yeah, that's a good idea as well. I like that. There's a lot of good stuff to go think about. So absolutely. So all of this, the DM strategy, the scripts for the sales calls, how do we book them on the sales calls? What does that look like? Like, how do we actually like create a sales presentation that they would say yes to? All of that is inside of my course, Mom Boss Coaching Academy. Perfect. All right. Anything else I can serve you with right now? No, this has been good. I think that's it. I'm so glad. Wonderful. Have a good rest of your day. You too. Thanks for this. You bet. Bye.
Hi, friend. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Bibles, Babies, and Business podcast. If you learned something from today's episode, or if it blessed you in any way, I would love to know. You can head over to Apple Podcasts and leave me a review, and I may just read your review on the show. Thank you again for being here, and I pray that God would fill you with peace in your faith, your motherhood, and your business, because you were made for this.